Before there was Kendrick, before there was Jay-Z, before there was Eminem, Drake, or anyone you stream on repeat today, there was one man standing in the middle of the South Bronx with a turntable, a crate of records, and a vision that would literally change the world. His name was Afrika Bambaataa. And today, April 9th, 2026, we lost him. He was 67 years old. Stay with me, because this is not just a tribute video. This is the story of how one man took one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in America and turned it into the birthplace of the greatest cultural movement of the 20th century. To understand Afrika Bambaataa, you have to understand where he came from. The 1960s and 70s South Bronx was not a place you'd want to grow up. Buildings were literally on fire, landlords burning their own properties for insurance money. Unemployment was sky high. Gangs controlled the streets. The government had essentially abandoned the community. This is where Lance Taylor was born, in the Bronx River Projects. His parents were immigrants from Jamaica and Barbados, and his mother raised him with a deep awareness of the Black liberation movement. She had records, thousands of them, soul, funk, R&B, jazz, and young Lance absorbed all of it. But the streets pulled hard. By his teenage years, he had risen through the ranks of one of the most feared gangs in the Bronx, the Black Spades, not just a member, a leader. They called him Warlord. Now, most stories that start like this don't have a happy ending, but this one is different. At some point in the early 1970s, young Lance Taylor won an essay contest. The prize? A trip to Africa. That trip broke something open in him. He came back from Africa, a different person. He had seen the film Zulu, the story of the Zulu chief Bambaataa, who led a rebellion against unfair British colonial rule. He was inspired by the unity, the pride, the strength of the Zulu people. He renamed himself Afrika Bambaataa, which he said meant affectionate leader in Zulu, and he made a decision that, honestly, nobody could have predicted. He was going to take the Black Spades, one of the most violent gangs in New York, and transform them into something completely different. He was going to use music to pull kids off the streets. He called the new organization the Universal Zulu Nation. Starting in the mid-1970s, Afrika Bambaataa began throwing block parties in the South Bronx, and we're not talking about small backyard cookouts. We're talking massive community events, hundreds, sometimes thousands of people gathering around sound systems, DJs, dancers, and artists. He was known as the Master of Records. His collection was absolutely enormous. Rock, R&B, funk, Latin, classical, African sounds, European electronic music. He would play anything if it moved the crowd. Alongside DJ Kool Herc and Grandmaster Flash, Bambaataa became one of the founding three, the Holy Trinity, if you will, of hip-hop. These three men didn't just make music. They built a culture. Bambaataa was actually the one who defined what that culture was. He identified the four pillars of hip-hop: making, DJing, breakdancing, and graffiti. He gave the movement a name. He gave it a structure. He gave it a soul. And his message was always the same: peace, unity, love, having fun. Instead of fighting each other, kids were now battling on the dance floor. Instead of tagging walls with gang signs, they were creating art. The turntable replaced the gun. The breakbeat replaced the violence. This was revolutionary, literally. By 1980, Bambaataa was ready to put his vision on record. His first single, Zulu Nation Throwdown, dropped that year. But it was 1982 that everything exploded. Planet Rock by Afrika Bambaataa and the Soul Sonic Force was unlike anything anyone had ever heard. He took the robotic, cold electronic sounds of the German band Kraftwerk and fused them with funk, hip-hop, and the raw energy of the South Bronx. The result was something that sounded like it came from another planet. It hit number 4 on the US R&B chart, It went worldwide. It essentially invented what we now call electro-funk, a genre that directly influenced techno, house, electronic dance music, and every EDM festival you've ever been to. Think about that. A kid from the Bronx River Projects invented the blueprint for a genre that would dominate global music decades later. The follow-up, Looking for the Perfect Beat, was just as massive. By 1983, Afrika Bambaataa's sound was blowing up across America and Europe, especially in the UK, where he had a massive following. But Bambaataa was never just a musician. He was always an activist first. In 1984, he made a legendary recording with James Brown. The godfather of soul meets the godfather of hip-hop on a track simply called Unity, Two Icons, One Message. In 1985, he contributed to Sun City, the landmark anti-apartheid album organized by Little Steven Van Zandt, featuring Run DMC, U2, Joey Ramone, Lou Reed, and many more. This was music being used as a weapon against injustice. In 1989, he was part of the Stop the Violence movement, contributing to Self-Destruction, a track that hit #1 on the rap charts and raised $400,000 for anti-violence community programs. In 1990, Life magazine named him one of the most important Americans of the 20th century. In 2013, Cornell University acquired his personal vinyl collection, over 30,000 records, as a permanent archive, the largest hip-hop collection in North America. He was appointed a visiting scholar at one of the most prestigious universities in the world. A kid from the South Bronx, a former gang warlord, a visiting scholar at Cornell University. That is the range of this man's life. We cannot tell this story honestly without addressing the darker chapter. Starting in 2016, multiple men came forward with allegations that Bambaataa had sexually abused them when they were minors. Some accusations going back to the late 1970s and 1980s. The allegations were serious and deeply troubling. He stepped down from the Universal Zulu Nation, the organization he had founded and led for over 4 decades. In 2025, a court issued a default judgment against him in a sex trafficking lawsuit after he failed to appear. He was ordered to pay a settlement. These allegations are part of the record. They are part of his story. And the people who say they were harmed deserve to be acknowledged. Their pain is real. Their voices matter. History is complicated. Legacy is complicated. And it's possible to acknowledge both what a person built and what they destroyed. That's not a contradiction. That's the truth. So where does that leave us today? Afrika Bambaataa died this morning from complications of cancer. He was 67 years old. He died in Pennsylvania, far from the Bronx streets where he built his legend. And today, the music he made is everywhere. Every time you hear an 808 drum machine, every time a DJ scratches a record, every time someone breaks at a cipher, or paints a mural on a wall, or spits a verse into a microphone, there is a thread that runs back to a block party in the South Bronx, back to a crate of records, back to one man who believed that music could change the world. And it did. Rest in power, Afrika Bambaataa. The culture you built outlives you. If you're new here, subscribe. We cover hip-hop history the right way. And drop a comment. What's your favorite Bambaataa track? Let me know below.